One of the most important things in fishing is swim management. It's really important, and especially even more so in the winter. And as you can see, we're all wrapped up now, so we're all in the winter mode. And location of fish is really important. Swim management, managing your swim. Where are the fish? Where are the feeding fish? Where am I fishing to? So this is a typical winter's day, and usually what happens is all the fish normally go into the middle of the lake. So if you go to a lake and you haven't been to it before, just fish the middle of the lake. The widest open water is always the best. And today I'm fishing in the middle of the lake because I think that's where most of the fish are going to be. But then you look at the conditions. Wind's off my back today, so it's blowing on the far bank. And even though it's winter, it's still a nice warm winter's day. So I started off down the middle where you'd expect to catch in the deeper water. Because it's mild, the fish are not in the deep water. Because today I've looked, there's nobody opposite me. So what has happened is the fish have moved away from me, because they won't come to you normally in the winter. They'll move away into the shallower water where it warms up the quickest. So what we're doing today, we're fishing towards the far bank. Started down the middle, couldn't catch out. And then I saw the fish top and I cast to the far bank and we started catching fish. Because the fish want to be in that depth of water. It warms up quicker in the winter, and of course the warm wind is blowing into that bank as well. So it's a case of swim management, location of fish. You really can't beat that. You can't just go in a corner and fish up the corner like you do in the summer, because you probably won't get a bite. So if you're going to a new lake or going to a lake, just fish in the middle. Usually you won't go far wrong. But then what you've got to do is just find out where the fish are and what depth they want to be in the winter. Like I said, today it's gone milder, so the fish have moved straight into the shallower water, and I'm fishing in 6 foot of water. It warms up quicker, and that's where they're feeding. Swim management is the most important thing in fishing. Location of fish. So when you're fishing, especially in the winter, you're looking at rod choices. And it's simple for me. I usually, unless you're fishing a massive lake where you're going to be casting 80, 90 metres, where you want 12 and 13 foot rods, but most commercials are not like that. And my rod choices are 10 and 11 foot, and it's as simple as that really. So what I do, up to 30 metres I'll have a 10 foot rod, after 30 metres I'll have 11 foot rod, and I keep it as simple as that. Like 11 foot rod is my sort of 30 to 50 yard rod, and then the 10 foot is for everything close and up to 30 metres. And lots of people use 9 foot rods, and I don't really have a big issue with that. Me personally, I'm a 10 foot and 11 foot man. I can make most things happen with them length of rods. So up to 30 metres I use a 10 foot rod. If I'm fishing for small fish and F1s, I use a light carp rod, and if I'm fishing for carp I just use a normal carp rod. So when I've got my swim management and I'm looking at my peg, what am I casting to? Well, when you're fishing open water, you normally cast into different spots. But when you're fishing to something on the far bank, for example, I'm fishing here, I've got pegs opposite me. You always aim for the pegs. Always aim to try and fish in front of the pegs. Why? I can hear you asking. Well, it's simple. That's where the keep nets go. That's where you put your keep nets. There's no rubbish, there's no snags. When you go to the side of the pegs, you've usually got trees, you've got tree stumps, you've got reeds. Even though you might not be able to see them, they'll still be there, the roots and everything. So when you're casting to the side, you're liable to get snagged. Always aim for the peg that's opposite you, because it's clear, because the keep nets have been in. and that's where the anglers have been fishing, and they're usually perfectly clear. So when you put your feeder in, you know it's not going to get snagged. There's nothing for the fish to run into. Usually what you normally do is I'd never go tight to it to start with. I might start 2 meters off to see if there's any fish in that depth, and the worse it goes, I'd always go a little bit at a time. I won't, if you go directly to the peg, what happens is the fish go to the side then. So if you start in front, maybe 2 meters, then 1 meter, and then at side of it, because they'll just back off, especially in the winter, they'll back off away from your feeder. So you're casting 2 of them and location. Don't go straight to them, you'll just kill your peg stone dead.
Interrupting this broadcast because Tommy would like to flog something.
You don't move the feeder, and you don't put on your Christmas list anything till you've seen these 3 beauties that I've put together for a complete bait kit set. Everything in these boxes are baits that I use. We've got a complete method feeder kit, we've got a sweet bait kit box, and then we've got a squeeze ready taster box. It's fantastic and incredible savings on these 3 packs, and there's a special prize. A David Preston prototype gift for you, and we also want to know what you'll think of this new prototype as well. And these are exclusive to all fishing tackle shops near you. As you can see, I've got my squeeze ready pellets, straight out at packet, and I've coloured some with the Sensate bait dyes and flavours. And you can see I've got red ones, yellow ones, green ones and natural ones. Why do I do that? Well, I do that because I think it's a variation. And I sat there one day a couple of years ago, and you get a bait tub, and they're all different colours. And some days you catch an orange, some days you catch on white, sometimes you catch on yellow, brown. Every day is a little bit different, and different lakes are different. And I thought, well, if you're fishing your hook baits are different colours, why shouldn't your feed bait be different colours? Because they're attracted to that. So if you dye or colour your pellets up, I think it could make a difference, and one of them colours might be attracted to certain fish, and that's why I do it. So all I do, I just get the bait dyes and flavourings and just colour them up, and then just mix them up so it's all multicoloured. So when I'm fishing to a far bank of a bait, it's basically like fishing to an island really, fishing quite close to both. But so all I'm doing, no matter whether it's a method or a hybrid, and the fish will tell you what's best. If I want a lot of bait in, I'll probably use a method, and if I want to leave it longer, then with not as much bait, I'll probably use a hybrid. That's the way that I do it really. But it's no different, it's exactly the same. The idea is you put your hook bait like that, you put your bait in, cover the hook bait in like that, press it, you chuck to the far bank, it settles like that, and what you want actually is that it's going to sponge up, and then that'll fall down by the side, and what it does, it leaves your hook bait there in the middle for the fish to see, and then they come in, go, suck it all up, got you, and that's what you're trying to do. So it don't matter whether you're fishing to a far bank, it's basically like fishing to an island, and the fish will tell you whether it's a method or it's a hybrid style feeder. It's the fish that tell you, you've just got to work it out what's best on the day. Well, we've had a fantastic day here today at Bank End Fisheries near Doncaster, and it was a typical winter's day, location of fish. And when I got here, wind were off us back, and we started fishing dark middle, and it's really deep dark middle, and I never had a fish. And the wind's blowing into the far bank, and it's quite mild, and I saw a fish top, so I've cast at far bank platform just there, and we've had a fish every chuck, probably in 6 foot of water, and the fish, and that's the beauty about winter fishing, it's about location of fish, where they are, and this was a perfect example today, and and all we've caught a carp every cast, and they're in, because it's warmer, the fish are just in that depth of water, which is across. And you might think, well, why don't you catch them in this depth of water here? Well, it's winter, it don't work that way. What they tend to do is they tend to be in the middle, or when it's mild and there's nobody on the far bank, they'll just back away from the anglers. And we've just had to go to them, which are on the far bank, and we've had some lovely carp. So location of fish, and we've had some nice fish up to about £8. A lot of mirrors, a couple of nice commons. Not sure what this is. One thing we ain't caught a lot at, we ain't had many of them lovely F1s at the catch here. But I'm not surprised, because carp ain't given them a chance to get in. And all we've done, since we found them, and we've cast at right depth, we've had a carp every casting. And there you go, look. Oh, that's a great big F1, that. Oh, look at the size of that. Oh, that's a £6 F1, that for you. Look at the size of that. I didn't expect that. Oh, what a way to... Look at that. Look at that for an F1. Wow. Now, that's a fish and a half to finish on that. That's nearly £6, that. Wow, I didn't expect that then. I thought I was playing a carp. Well, you would at £6, wouldn't you? You'd think it were a carp. So, yeah, let's see if we can lift him up, just show you, and we can finish off on that then. And there you go. Take that out. Let's see if we can pick him up and show you. Look at this, great, look at that. That is a Bobby Dazzler, that one. Look at that beauty. Look at that for an F1. What a fish to finish on, eh? A bank end F1, £6. Don't get much better.